Hello, I'm Jake, aka HamStuff, and today I'm showing you God of War, the 2018 version, letting you know if it's worth your time, your money, and your effort. Let's get into things. So this is God of War, and this is the very beginning, and in the beginning here we have Kratos, the eponymous God of War and protagonist of this game, and where we begin is by chopping down a tree, the swing of the axe, or a few swings by pressing R1. I've already mentioned a few times that the music in this game is utterly beautiful.
Found some.
And this is Atreus, aka Boy,
Get in the boat, boy.
who is Kratos' son. One thing I love about the game, it seamlessly transitions from cutscene to gameplay. Other than it saying use L to move, there's nothing to indicate going from one to the
Still
other.
want me to tie it to the boat?
So Atreus doesn't know that Kratos is a god. Does he never question how he's able to lift a giant arse tree with ease? I think he's apparently meant to be around 11 years old, but I'm pretty sure at 11 it's the sort of thing you'd question. Why your dad's able to lift a giant tree above his head.
What?
Don't me I'm wrong.
Did something change? The forest feels different.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
And here we are, at Kratos and Atreus' home sweet home. We find out why we needed that tree.
That was the last.
for a funeral pyre. Whose, may I ask? Well, let's follow Atreus and get the answers.
Oh, there do I see my mother. Oh, there do I see my father. Oh, there do they call to me. 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 She's ready.
Find your way home. You are free.
So this is Faye, the wife of Kratos and mother of Atreus. We don't find what she died of before the events of the game.
I'm sorry.
Squeeze. This knife. It was hers. Now it is yours. She taught you to hunt.
What she knew.
Show me.
Now?
Now.
What are we hunting?
You are hunting deer.
Which way?
In the direction of deer.
Okay, this way.
So the game is about a journey.
Father, why are we doing this now?
I need to know you can survive the journey.
Then we leave for the mountain?
Depends on you. Hunt. What did you find?
So when Kratos is the journey to the top of the mountain,
Look,
it means the tallest mountain in all the realms
Wait for my mark. Relax. Do not
where
think
Faye
of it
wished
as
to
an
have her
animal.
ashes
It
scattered.
is simply a target.
This,
Clear your mind.
teaching Atreus to shoot arrows properly,
Steady your
is
aim
one
and breathe in.
aspect of helping him to survive the journey, teaching him the things he will need.
Exhale and
I got it.
good.
Because the journey will be long and dangerous.
It's still alive.
Your knife. No. Finish what you started.
I can't.
Although it's sad that the deer is dead, they did it. It was a successful hunt. They went out to get a deer. They found it. They've hunted it. This is step one on our journey. And this deer, nothing can take that away. Apart from maybe this guy. So this fella, Dowdy Capmayor,
We have no choice.
whose pronunciation I've probably butchered. So this is your first boss fight of the game. Although it's more of a mini boss, you don't need that much of a walkthrough for this. Just throw your axe, and R2, and R1, press square to the trash, shoots his arrows, and you'll be fine. Now let's skip close to the end of the fight where he's a little bit more dead.
Keep hitting him. Why isn't he falling?
And you strike the final blow and he's at barely any health. You can whack him all you like, it does no good until you press R3, kill him in quite brutal fashion.
That's what you get!
Boy,
Think I'm afraid of you!
Jeez, Atreus, calm down.
You're nothing to me!
boy, look at me. Look at me, boy. Boy, look at me.
We did it.
You are not ready.
What? Are you serious? I found the deer. I proved myself. How am I not ready?
We are going home.
Kratos kinda has a point. The road to the top of the mountain is long
I
and
haven't been sick
dangerous.
in a long time.
You cannot control your rage. You can make mistakes.
Are not
A mistake could prove fatal.
Come on out!
Well, we're still alive later
No
on.
use hiding anymore.
Back at home sweet home,
I
and
know
we
who
have
you are.
a visitor.
Do you know him?
More importantly, I know what you are.
Boy, beneath the floor. Now.
But you told me never to go down there. Who is that?
I do not know.
What's he talking about?
I do not know. Get in.
So, he's called the
Tell me what
Stranger.
I want to know. No need for this to get bloody.
Let's find out who this random weirdo is. Well, at least he's not a Jehovah's Witness.
I thought you'd be bigger. But you're definitely the one. Long way from home, aren't you?
What do you want?
Oh, you already know the answer to that.
Whatever it is you seek, I do not have it. You should move on.
And here I thought your kind was supposed to be so enlightened, so much better than us, so much smarter. And yet you hide out here in the woods, like a coward.
You do not want this fight.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I do.
Leave my home.
You are going to have to kill me for that to happen.
I warned you.
Finally.
You would not listen.
I don't know why this guy's trying to pick a fight. I mean, he hits like a... like an absolute tank, apparently.
How incredibly disappointing. Come on, then.
So this fella serves as our first main boss of the game.
Pointless.
To attack him, R1 and R2. Dodge his attacks. Press X and left analog stick to roll.
For me.
And L1 to block.
Are you even trying?
When you block, you can do that. Some attacks can't be blocked, they show up with the red circle, and you gotta dodge those. You can of course use your Leviathan axe. I think I'll stick with fists for now. Once again, seamless transition into cutscene.
Tell me what I want. Pain stops real simple. Why are there two beds in
Here, choice of attacking or countering when he attacks. I say a good offense is the best defense. Now here we can see if he sparks for us in his bite. And we can press R1 to leave him alone.
Pointless. Who are you hiding? Slow and old. You should never have come to Midgard.
Yep, Midgard. This game takes place in the world of the Norse, which you may find odd, considering Kratos is the Spartan god of war. Kratos might be right, I do talk too much. But I want to talk a little bit about why I chose to showcase this fight above any other. Because it has an ability called Rage. It's Spartan Rage. Summoned when he has a full orange bar at the bottom. As I said, L3 and R3, it increases his strength and also gives him the ability to heal by attacking,
Who are you afraid I'll find?
as we'll get to demonstrate in just a moment. That's it. You can see his house going down a little bit more than it was, and the sound of his blows landing just sounds heavier, hitting. But when Spider Rage runs out, things are back to normal. You can see the difference in how hard he hits. Because it doesn't mean your enemies hit any less hard.
I don't have time for this. You're a vicious one, aren't
Once again, seamless transition into a cutscene. So this guy wants to fight, let's give him one that will rock his world. I'll show him a little bolder than he expected. Might have a gravelly voice after all that shouting. Whatever he was, our relationship got to a rocky start. Well, whoever he is, that's the last we'll see of him. I'm 100% certain we will.
leaving so soon?
Oh, no, I was wrong.
When Odin sent me here, I just needed answers, but you had to act all proud. Throw whatever you have at me. I'll keep coming. That old body will give out. But before I end this, I want you to know one thing. I can't feel any of this.
So if Odin's and him were in the land of the Norse, I guess he is one of the gods of the Norse. He is, as it turns out.
Seen it with your own eyes.
I'm not spoiling who.
You can't hurt me. Nothing can. This fight is pointless. Your struggle is pointless. It didn't have to be this way. Pathetic. You can't win. I feel nothing. But you feel everything, yet you keep trying. I'm not my brother. And if you'd given me what I wanted, it wouldn't have ended this way. But no. Let's finish this.
As fun it is, just to punch the guy. Something to be said for losing the Leviathan axe. So L1 light attack, R2 heavy attack, L2 to throw it. And axe to recall it after you've thrown it. And L1 is still blocked. Still dodge with X and the left analog stick for some attacks that can't be blocked.
I'd hope that you, of everyone I'd faced, would finally make me feel something, but you can't.
L3 and R3 for a snap conclusion to our battle.
Do it!
This is the second neck snap. I didn't know the game was directed by Zack Snyder. No unnecessary and gratuitous slow-mo in God of War though. So yeah, that fella, the Stranger, one of the gods of the Norse, is the first main boss battle of the game. And if it's a fight that really shows off Kratos' abilities and how the combat works.
He knew me. Did he know my past? How did they find me after all this time? Faye, what do I do? Our son is not ready to carry your ashes to the top of the mountain. And neither am I. I do not know how to do this without you. But we cannot stay here.
And here we are, back at our home, sweet home. Where we left the boy. Okay, Atreus.
Boy,
There was so much. I thought. You're all right.
I am all right. Come. Gather your things. We are leaving.
Thought I wasn't ready.
You are not. We have no choice now. Prove me wrong.
Yes, sir.
Once again, more beautiful music. I ran to whoever did the sound design for this, honestly.
The mountain. It's gonna be a long trip.
And that is where we're
Yes.
headed.
But an important one.
Whoa. How did this happen?
When I said this takes place in the land of the Norse, what I really should is lands, or rather realms. Because at one point, Alfheim gets invaded by the Dark Elves, one of whom is this guy. And it's absolutely one of the toughest boss battles. But I also don't really have time to show you it. But it just shows God of War takes you all over. So before I get into if God of War is worth your time, your money and your effort, I will get to a bit more about it and Kratos as a character in the story. Since what's interesting to me, I know going into the game, this isn't the typical story of a hero. He's not, setting out to save the world and fuck shit up, destroy the bad guys, stuff like that. Eventually, he just wants to scare his wife's ashes, and mother of his boy, Atreus. And that's it. That's his only goal in the game. Scatter his ashes and look after his boy. He never goes looking for trouble. Trouble comes looking for him. A more appropriate word than hero would be post-hero, which is based upon post-western. Which, if you fan of westerns, I won't be going into that in any detail other than typical western. Guy rolls into town, shoots some bad guys, yay, saves the town, marries a teacher. Consider a post-western to be that character several years on. He's married a teacher, had a kid, he's not out to save the world, but then trouble comes looking for him. And he's not out to save the world, he just wants to protect what matters to him in the world, and there's aspects of the world that threaten it. And that, it's his family he's trying to save. And that's the same with Kratos in God of War. I mean, you do fight all manner of bad guys, obviously. A couple of gods, Dark Elf. But you don't go looking for trouble. They find you. You'd be quite happy to leave them alone. I say you, Kratos. You play as Kratos. So that's a nice little touch I didn't expect, and the music's surprisingly beautiful. So, I love the story. Is it worth the time to play? Yeah, I'd say so, absolutely. I've enjoyed playing it. I can't remember how long it took, but I'll go 4.5 stars. I don't want to be too generous. I seem to give most things 4 stars. Money. It costs around. So I bought it for around £45. Would I say it's worth it? That's nearly 50 quid. That's a bit much. So 2.5 stars for that, I guess. Effort. Oh, go back to price. 1 moment. If you buy the game before they quit, don't try and return it, because instead of refund, you just get an earful of excuses. As for the effort of trying to play, rather than trying to return it, some parts of it are an absolute pain in the arse. It's bad difficulty. Sort of stuff, you dodge at the right time, or block at the right time when an enemy attacks. That's the basis of most combat. Some bosses, particularly the Dark Elf, whose name I still can't pronounce, he just flies at you from out of fucking nowhere. And if you're lucky enough to be far enough away from him, you can dodge. If you're a bit closer to him, you've got no chance in hell. And then it just gives you this blindness effect, and he'll come flying straight out the sky at you again, because you'll never see him coming. So overall, worth the amount of effort. Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, because you expect a game like God of War to be all about being as violent as possible when attacking, and less about dodging and blocking. So I give it 3.5 stars on that. So overall, is it worth playing? Yes, I'd say it is. If you like, hit like. If you love, hit subscribe. Huvasti.